No, it's serious time when Blue Eyes smashes down another regional. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. So we have another regional in the books for you today, and it appears that Blue Eyes White Dragon was bringing it up full steam ahead. Now, the reason why I'm excited to talk about this is, honestly, I have loved the story of Blue Eyes just kind of overcoming the adversity of the format. The fact that this deck is able to just try to climb up and just overcome, the rest of the meta has been amazing. Now, one of the decks we had to overcome was 3 Yummy challengers in our top cut. And with that many Yummy present, it is absolutely amazing to see that, we were able to do that. Because Yummy got second, top 4, and top 8. Like, this deck was grinding very, very hard. Now, we had some other interesting challengers in this top cut. We did have one Momento duelist doing their job. I'm not surprised to see Momento still kind of grinding through the top cut. When that deck gets loose, it is kind of crazy. We still have Crystron doing its job too. I've honestly enjoyed seeing how Crystron has kind of made a legacy for itself in these top cut tournaments, especially, because the minute it gets there, it usually grinds out very, very well. We also had Malice making a very nice showing, and honestly, I think that's one of the more interesting stories for today. Has just been Malice's evolution. And of course, we also had Draco Tale present in this top cut, which should not be much of a shock to you guys. That deck has been evolving and grinding through a lot of the competition, and the fact that it has done as well as it has to kind of keep up with what's been going on in the meta, it's very nice. But yeah, this has been, I think, one of the better top cuts kind of present, and it shows that once Blue Eyes gets loose, it's able to do its things. Pass on over to Decklist. Alright, so winning our event here is the unbridled power of Blue Eyes, actually sporting off the Neo Kaiser Seahorse. We've seen Neo Kaiser show up a couple of times. I mean, it is a free special summon from the hand. It does give you the ability to use it as synchro fodder on a level modification, which usually ends up being pretty strong. I also see that this build is kind of breaking the mold and going with 2 copies of the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. There's an off chance that you can actually hard make this, depending on, how you open up, which I don't necessarily hate the idea of having to do that. Also, going with the Purges, only 1 Drill Beam, and we have triple Delta 1 Gamma in the side deck. They just wanted to make sure that they could check anything that's going to be a problem. Also, we're down to 2 Wishes for Eyes of Blue. I actually can kind of get behind this too. Sometimes this card just feels incredibly awful, and you're telling me if I optimize it down to 2, I don't have to worry about that potential extra dead draw. That's actually pretty nice. Next up here, we have Yummy. God, man. This deck has become the most copy and paste creature that I have seen. Now, this build's going with the 1 Hornet Drones, triple engage, as you should be. You also do see we are going with 2 Yummy Surprise in here, which, once again, I don't hate this. I've seen builds, obviously, you can get away with the 1, but trying to keep it as a 2 of, I think, works out very fine. You also do see we have the Contact C's getting some action down here. And we've also got access to a 1 of Cross Shape down here, in case, we think we're going to get Contact Seed and get locked. That'd be the one time that you would want to be side decking this in, depending on, how things are going for you. But, I mean, you're able just to make this as you need to. But this deck, very, very straightforward. I'm glad to see that we are playing more answers to handle some of the more niche situations that might actually be coming up. Next up here, we actually have Momento doing very, very well for you. Now, one of the first things you're going to see here is, yes, this build is playing the triple Book of Eclipse in the deck. You kind of find yourself in a lot of situations that you need to be able to break your opponent's field. And that Book of Eclipse is going to give you that opportunity to do so. Especially, oh no, your own Memento cards go face down if you really need to. It's not like you can't get them back face up. We're also relying on Super Polys in here to kind of crack the opponent's field so you can kind of keep going. I also see we are side decking the Grand Entrance if we need access to the Goblin stuff. And we've also got the Fracture Dance as an access point in here as well. So this definitely is covering a lot more of its bases than I swear I'm used to seeing from these Memento lists. Oh, also, hello, Cherubini. How are you? Yeah, this is another good case of we have all of these cool outs. We're able to kind of modify and test and see what we're working with. So good stuff. Next up here, we have more yummy for you. Once again, man, going with that triple engage one Hornet drones. But this list was feeling a little bit more spicy than usual. We decided that we wanted to play one Dominus Purge in the main deck. I mean, this is a cute idea, honestly. The fact that you can actually just build one of these into the deck with really no consequences is hilarious. You also do see we have the triple Gravekeeper's Inscription in here as well. Being able to roll this out, punish your opponent, lock the graveyard, tell them no, you're not going to get the chance to do anything, really can win you games. You also do see we are bringing down a lot of solemn pressure here in the side deck too. Triple Judgment and Triple Warning. Man, the fact that you have all of these extra tools here to make sure that you can stop your opponent from getting any real crazy advancement on you or stopping their key lines of play is very, very good. Also, they do have the cross sheet built into this list, so they know what's up. They know what's up. Next up here, we have our Crystron list. I can't get over seeing triple chaotic elements. I understand this card's amazing, man. Like, especially like if you can get the destroy effect off on this, it feels super amazing. Now remember, obviously, K9 package bridges into Scrap Recycler, which bridges you on into full Crystron combo, and that's literally all that you really need to understand about this. I do see we are playing the Silhouette Rabbit in the side deck. This is a cute little option, especially being able to deploy the embodiment, so you basically get a double-sided pop on this, and you get the negation through this. That's really, really cool. Also, the fact that, I mean, you're going to have face-up spells and traps anyway, usually for this. I mean, especially with Inclusion and Cluster. So this deck has been definitely evolving at what I would consider has been one of the better rates out here. And it really does show like how cool this deck can be. Next up here, we have Malice for you. Now, you know, even with all of the trouble that Malice has kind of had to grind through in the meta, it really says something to see, you know, this deck is still sitting here doing well. Now, we've recently seen that this deck has adapted the Sky Striker package just because it needs to be able to, you know, get the body on the field. And also it kind of makes the deck a little bit more Nibiru-proof. As we saw at the World Championship, you know, how good having this card would actually help you out and do. Also, it's just kind of extra cards to be able to thrust into, because a thrust bridges you into an engage, which bridges you into this combo. Or if you need to go get a Dark Ruler no more going second to basically try to board break the opponent through there, you can. Also, we're down to 2 backup Adignisters in this list. I mean, understandably so. I mean, you're already playing 41 cards. You got to stay on top of the decision-making process here. So I think a lot of good stuff going forward with this. Draco Tale with our package of Dragon Maid built in here. First of all, this is nothing too crazy. Being able to have access to this package, I mean, you got what? Triple Chamber. You're going with the 1 Shumbra, 1/1, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 built into the main deck, which obviously then sculpts the extra deck a little bit differently to try to help you, you know, get those big key monsters set up so you can do your thing. You also do get to see the Phantasme is that card that further helps you dig into the deck, get those resources, and really start to put that pressure on your opponent. I cannot recommend this card enough. Being able to dig for those resources, especially, you know, if you're playing against Vanquish or Malice. It's the minute the Link 1 comes down, you're like, oh, hey, you know, I can sculpt, I can find these cards, and it just kind of turns this deck into a, I found the fusion monster, or the fuser. Good stuff. And our last list here, more yummy, once again. I guess today we're feeling a little bit saucy. We're going with 2 droplets in the main deck. Nothing really too wrong with that. You do want to be able to board break a little bit. 1 Hornet Drones with triple engage. Yep. And of course, going with the 2 yummy surprises. I do see that this list is citing the Gravity Collapse. I guess we wanted to be a little bit saucy and trying to shut out the opponent on that front. But a lot of good, genuine tech choices here. And I like that we get to see these differences really coming together. It shows that the meta is evolving, and even though it's a little bit boring. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.